just hours apart. And Southern Trojans honored for their contributions to nation building. The Bahamas Tonight starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Scores of Bahamians gathered at Bahamas Harvest Church today to celebrate Majority Rule today. At the service, the host pastor urged political parties to do more to inspire the electorate and to mentor future political leaders. Fern Carey reports.
Message, Vice President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Pastor Maria Moxie, charged political leaders to stop turning their political guns on each other this election cycle, put the vicious rhetoric aside, and to define a cause that all Bahamians will be willing to rally behind. Reflecting on low voter turnout during the last general election and current voter apathy, he said the problem is that political parties have failed to articulate a compelling national vision.
The more energy you spend tearing others down, the less energy remains for building something worth standing on. So I admonish you to tear a page from Majority Rule. I admonish you to cause your surrogates to cease from their destructive labor of insults, which too often drown out the message.
The religious leader said 10 of the 20 members of parliament who ushered in Majority Rule back on January 10, 1967 were under the age of 40, and he challenged political parties to do more to prepare young people for leadership during the next general election cycle.
If young Bahamians were trusted with the future of our nation in 1967, one of the most pivotal times in the history of our nation, why are they now often trusted only with campaign logistics and photo opportunities? So I challenge political parties, because I know it's too late in this election cycle, but in the next election cycle, can you at least have 30% of your ratified candidates under the age of 30?
Pastor Moxie says Bahamians want to be inspired and to dream again the same way they rallied around a cause when Majority Rule became a reality almost 6 decades ago. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Immediately following that service, a march and service led by the governing Progressive Liberal Party also took shape to commemorate this pivotal milestone in Bahamian history. Lloyd Allen picks up the story from here.
Majority Rule did more than change a government. It changed the moral architecture of our country.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, was among a crowd of Bahamians taking part in that march from Bahamas Harvest Church to the Progressive Liberal Party's Farrington Road headquarters. The act, symbolizing unity between the nation's leaders and everyday Bahamians, all celebrating the milestone of Majority Rule, marking a new trajectory in our story of diversity, equality, democracy, towards shared growth and inclusion.
For generations, many Bahamians lived inside a system that restricted voice, restricted opportunity, and restricted participation. Majority Rule interrupted that pattern. It moved authority closer to everyday life. It signaled that the country would be governed by those who lived its consequences. It placed trust in the judgment of ordinary citizens.
Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, also highlighting the accomplishments of Bahamian leaders of the past who paved the way for Majority Rule.
I want to thank all of our ancestors who've gone on to their reward, those who are still standing, who are with us, for the work which they did to accomplish what seemed the impossible in 1967.
Mitchell also celebrating the fight of the PLP toward Majority Rule.
What happened on the date 10th January 1967 was things changed fundamentally for everybody. And the result was equity for everyone, regardless of race, color, and creed.
And as this service concludes, the reminder to all is that majority rule, 59 years later, remains a symbol of strength and unity for all Bahamians. Reporting from the PLP headquarters, Farrington Road, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Families of the dissident 8 and supporters of the opposition Free National Movement were on hollow grounds this Majority Rule Day to not only reflect on their legacy, but to lay a wreath for the original framers of the party on the grave of the party's founding father, Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield. While reflecting on the 6 men who died fighting for the will of the Bahamian people, opposition leader Michael Pintard thanked the remaining members of the dissident 8, former Governor General Sir Arthur Folkes, and the party's firstborn, Maurice Moore, for always putting service above self.
They stood together for equity, for justice. And later, 8 of them stood again to form the Free National Movement, ensuring that the flame of majority rule would not just flicker for a season, but burn brightly for generations. And I believe that that matters. We believe that that matters. Because it means that the values that powered majority rule, the values that powered freedom, equality, fairness, are embedded in the very DNA of the Free National Movement.
Son of the Sir Wallace Whitfield, Vincent Whitfield, says he's pleased that his father's sacrifices made to party and country continues to be remembered.
I mean, he's gone and he did what he had to do. And the main thing with it is that 55 years later, the party's still here. They have been the government, and you know, they're working to try and accomplish that again. And so it's a situation where what we didn't have a lot of was representation of folks like you and me, and we have more of that now than we've ever had before. And
South Andros marked Majority Rule Day with its first ever Platinum Awards ceremony, honoring individuals whose lives and service reflect the spirit of the historic movement. West Calix Forbes was there.
President of the South Andros Majority Rule Committee, Dr. Clement Neely, says the celebration was not only about recognition, but reflection, highlighting how far Bahamians have come since the early struggles of civil rights and representation, and how unity has driven national progress.
The things that we wanted to do was to honor South Androsians, especially those who have never been honored before. There are many of these persons here are senior, and they were a part of the struggle of Bahamas that wasn't as pleasant as it is today. And many of them have seen the hardship. So this committee was really designed and came about as a result of us desiring to honor many of them before they pass on.
Also in attendance was the Member of Parliament for Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, the Honourable Leon Lundy, who reminded awardees that before looking ahead, it's important to honour where they have come from.
As we honour the greats and the gems who came before us, let us remember this: we are not just observers of their legacy, we are its stewards. What they built with sacrifice, we must protect with integrity. What they planted with faith, we must grow with care. Their stories remind us that progress is never accidental. It is earned through service, sustained through values, and passed on by example.
All honorees born in the community were selected for making meaningful contributions and being there to usher in the era of majority rule. Jaleda Ingram, one of the more than 80 honorees, shared her memories of the historic moment of January 10th, 1967.
I was about 10 years old. I remembered when that happened. My mother, because my mother was one of the, she was a teacher, a former teacher also. So she was able to explain to my siblings and I what the majority rule was all about. And I remember, because Adelaide, that is where I grew up also. And I remember us on the road dancing, you understand, and everything like that. But it was a pleasure and a joy to know the history of our nation.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm West Calix Forbes.
And still to come, a young police officer loses his life on the streets of the capital. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
there a time to celebrate our connectedness, to strengthen the ties that bind us, that make us, well, family. At Commonwealth Bank, we're your neighbors, your friends, and yes, we're your family, wishing you warm and sincere best wishes for a happy holiday and a prosperous new year from your family at Commonwealth Bank.
Merry Christmas to you.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Crunch boring lunches and enjoy real food at a real good price with KFC's value deals. For $5.95, you can get a famous bowl and a drink or one-piece chicken box. For max value, grab a value box. That's a piece of our iconic chicken, nuggets, cheesy mashed potato, a biscuit, fries, a dessert biscuit, and soda, all for just $9.95. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
We're BAF Financial.
We're BAF General and Health Insurance.
Welcome to the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Come on in to Cash and Go.
Need technical support? We are BFG Services.
BAF Global. Global reach, local care.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you.
Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
We start this segment with a reminder that Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, will deliver a national address tonight at 8 p.m. According to sources, it won't be the usual New Year's address. We understand the Prime Minister is expected to be making a special announcement, and to find out exactly what that is, you can watch it live right here on the ZNS network. Police are investigating a serious accident that claimed the life of a 27-year-old male police officer. The incident unfolded shortly before 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Traffic officers responded to reports of a collision on East Bay Street, just east of Wild Time Restaurant. Assistant Commissioner of Police Marino Hines provided further details on the scene.
Investigators responded and met a blue Ford Taurus with extensive front-end damages after appearing to have crashed into a residential wall. It is at this time that they also noticed that a lone male was in the front driver's seat of the Ford Taurus, who was semi-conscious at the time. Investigators administered first aid. However, this young male succumbed to his injuries on scene. Police believe that speed may have been a factor in the crash. However, we are in the preliminary stages of our investigation.
Grand Bahama has recorded its first traffic fatality for the year following a deadly collision in Seagrape, 8 Mile Rock. Police say the incident involved a motorcycle and a white van, resulting in the death of a young male motorcyclist believed to be around 18 years old.
Our initial investigation tells us that the motorbike was heading west out of the corner of Seagrape, and it entered the main road of Queens Highway before ascertaining the way clear, and a collision occurred. At this point, we are at the initial stages of the investigation, and as information come more available, we'll be able to give it to you.
The driver of the van was transported from the scene by ambulance for medical treatment, with the condition not being disclosed. Meantime, investigators say the victim was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. Authorities now making a strong appeal to all motorcyclists to exercise due care and attention on the roads, stressing that safety gear can mean the difference between life and death.
The motorcyclists, while riding your motorbikes, please wear your helmet, ride with due care and attention, and stay within the speed limit. Even the persons in vehicles, always strive with due care and attention. Always stay within the speed limit, and be respectful for each other while traversing the streets.
The Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs commencing demolition activities today related to illegal structures on Russell Island, Spanish Wells, and North Eleuthera as part of the government's ongoing efforts to eliminate unregulated communities across the country. These actions follow the issuance of pull-down notices on March 18, 2024. A total of 27 illegal structures were identified, 14 structures in Apay Village, 10 structures in Bucci Village, and 3 structures in an unnamed area. The ministry emphasizes that all established protocols and due process were fully observed prior to this stage of enforcement.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual. And even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9. Only at Burger King Nassau.
This is Porky's gas station. And this is Porky. And he's celebrating his 80th birthday this year. And to give back to the Bahamian people, Porky is dropping his gas prices all the way down to
$4.99 for limited time only.
So bring your car, truck, trolley, plate, or cup, and let's celebrate on a high note while the prices are low. Hey, Porky, let me get $5 with it. I leave my car home, I walk here. Are you serious, man? Just $5, man. I can put it in my tank.
You're serious.
My car home.
You're serious.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code. select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome to your holiday sports on this Majority Rule Day holiday, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. BJ Edgecombe and the Philadelphia 76ers in Toronto last night to take on the Raptors. The rookie would struggle shooting from the field, but would finish the game with 17 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists and 2 steals. Wherever the Sixers would fall to the Raptors in OT, 116-115. Edgecombe, who had been on a tear recently, will have a chance to right this ship against Toronto again in the second of an away tonight at 8:30 p.m. From college basketball news, you'll have McAfee McGowan and the Ole Miss Lady Rebels continue to roll as they would take down rival Mississippi State on Sunday 93-68 in Oxford, Mississippi. 4 players scored in double digits, 3 of which had at least 15. Cody McMahon and Serathino each had at least 20 points for the second time in as many games. The Ole Miss defense stifled Mississippi State throughout the game, forcing 16 turnovers, including 13 steals. Ole Miss will not be back in action until January 18th, when they will face Georgia for the second time this season. Flag football news from over the weekend. The men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated holding their annual flag football tournament this weekend at the Winton Rugby Pitch. The tournament was created to continue to foster camaraderie in the Greek community through sports. The tournament also featuring the men of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, as well as the men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. The Qs would ultimately go on to beat the Sigmas in the championship game to take this year's title. In golf news from over at the one and only Ocean Club at the Corn Ferry Tour at the Bahamas Golf Classic. After round 1, the lone Bahamian in the field, Cameron Riley, will be tied for the 105th spot, finishing day 1 under. Sitting atop the leaderboard would be Taylor Dixon at 10 under. We'll give you more updates from day 2 in tomorrow's Sportscast. In the baseball news, Jazz Chisholm securing the bag. Insiders revealing that the second baseman avoiding a potentially unseemly arbitration battle with the New York Yankees after agreeing to a 1-year, $10.2 million deal. Jazz is coming off a 2025 campaign where we hit 31 home runs and 80 ribbies, all career highs. Jazz also stole 30 bags, becoming the first Yankee since Alfonso Soriano in 2003 to hit 30 home runs and steal 30 bases. And that's been a look at your sports on this Majority Rule Day holiday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing off until tomorrow.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with an ice-cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click. It's in our hands.
Whether you need life insurance, an endowment plan, or health insurance, BAF has you for all stages of your life.
Turn that New Year's resolution into reality when you shop and save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Seabass tuna, 5 ounces, 75 cents. Libby's Vienna sausage, 4.6 ounces, $1.19. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $2.99. Pork chop ends, $2.79 per pound. Baby back spare ribs, $3.39 per pound. If you're planning to save when you shop, you need to shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo. Scan the QR code on your receipt to enter and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Ready to insure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We've made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
At Cartwright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Cartwright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Cartwright, where membership truly has its privileges.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We had a weak front system went through the northwest Bahamas this afternoon. Practically unnoticed. It's now in the central parts of the country. We expect it to back up later on tonight, and it could bring 1 or 2 brief showers as it does that later on tonight. Now, your boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. The winds are going to be northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your low tide will take place at 9:04 tonight with another low tide at 10:10 tomorrow morning. And then on Wednesday, for all areas, the winds rotate, becoming southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, just ahead of another front system that will get near sometime on Thursday. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 11:30 in the morning with the high tide at 4:39 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star.
My work is on the water, free diving, thrown out line is how I survive. Oh, come on. Let's go down the shore.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. We're taking a look at our temperatures around the Family Valles, Marshall, Barbacoa, 78. Greenville, Keats, 75. 75 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 76. Allenstown, Bimini, 75. 76 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, Ottersound, Cadallen, 77. Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, South Andros at 79. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 78. Georgetown, Exuma, 79. 77 in Rumkey and in San Salvador. 81 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Marijuana, 80 degrees. Acklands, 80. Matthew-Town, Nagua, 82. And the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 82 degrees. And your forecast tonight, a bit on the breezy side, but partly cloudy conditions. A shower in place as that frontal system back up, and that will certainly be brief, with the low temperature getting down to 71 degrees. And then tomorrow, we're looking at a morning shower in place. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy again, with the high temperature at 78 degrees. Extended weather forecast, beautiful weather through Wednesday. Another frontal system comes through on Thursday, bringing with it some showers and a nice cool down where we'll see temperatures in the low 60s during the nighttime. Then it clears up on Friday. But then again on Saturday, yet another frontal system pushes through. That too will keep those nice chilly nighttime temperatures in place. LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Brazel. This programming note, the Ministry of Social Services taking social services to the people will air immediately following the Prime Minister's address at 8 p.m. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.